So we are gonna go into how to do a basic hack. So when I say basic hack, I mean a 5-10 minute routine. Highlighting and contouring your face will include the highlight, the contour, the blush, and the illuminator. If you want to check out some more advanced tips and tricks, there's other videos that you can go ahead and do that. But for right now, this is just going to be the everyday, really quick, out the door, ready kind of look. So I'm gonna go in and take my Buffy brush. I love this brush. If you want to check out all the tools and what they do and how you use them, check out the tools video. But this brush I absolutely love. And I'm gonna go in with this denser, a little bit larger side into my highlight color June. And I'm gonna start just stippling it on like this. And I'm gonna reference my mirror over here just so I don't look like a crazy person and I'm actually showing you what you're supposed to do. So I'm gonna go in and start tapping. And notice that I'm not doing these big sweeping motions. I'm just kind of getting the product on my skin in the first place. Not a whole lot of rhyme or reason. And this is going to allow me to not use a lot of product. I'm literally just going in, I don't know if you can see that, but just tapping and placing all around my skin. And this will start allowing the product to warm up to your skin temperature, and that way it blends in so nice. So this color is my highlight color. It's June. And this is what I wear pretty much year round until I get tan, or maybe the very middle of the winter when I'm super light. Okay, great. So now that first highlight color is done, I'm going to flip over to the slightly smaller end of this Buffy brush, and I'm gonna dip into the color Ash, which I'm using as my contour today. Ash is this really pretty, kind of ashy color, hence the name. And I'm gonna start applying it just underneath my cheekbones. Let's see if this mirror can go here. Okay, so just underneath my cheekbones, like so. And the way to find your cheekbone and find the best placement for your face shape is to kind of go off the top of your ear right here, and it should almost make like a diagonal line. But if all else fails, you can find your cheekbone, and then just under it should be kind of that hollow feeling, and that is where you want to start placing your contour. Right into the hairline, and then just sweeping it down like so. Next, you're going to place the same color, Ash, right along your hairline. Just like this. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna blend it all together anyway. All right, now with just a little bit of product on the end of your brush, I'm gonna take it just down right here along my jawline, and you can see that that's gonna start adding some more definition to that area of my face. Okay, and now for a little extra pop, I'm gonna just take the very tip of this brush, tiniest bit of product, and I'm gonna go right on top of that bone on my nose. And it's just gonna kind of carve that out and make it a little bit more defined. Perfect. Next, I'm gonna come in with my secondary highlight color. Pretty much for anybody that I color match, I will at least suggest a secondary highlight. And if you didn't get a secondary highlight, that's totally fine. Just go ahead and do what I did with the first highlight, June, and Ash. But if you did get yourself a secondary highlight, that is going to be able to bring so much more brightness to your face, and you're going to be able to see a big difference even in just what I've got going on right now. So I'm gonna dip into that secondary highlight color, Aura. Let me make sure I've got the right, dip into that with, again, that big end. Just like that. I'm not sweeping, I'm just kind of tapping. And I'm gonna start placing right underneath my eye. And I don't know if you can see that, but right away there's just a definite shade change in how bright this color is. And so I'm applying this in almost like an inverted triangle, an inverted pizza slice. So if we went down and over like that, making sure to get this upper part. This will really lift your face, bring all that light to the center of your face, and it's just gonna look super glowy, pretty natural. So once it's kind of placed underneath my eyes, I'm gonna take just a touch and put it in the middle of my forehead, like so, middle of my chin, above my lip, and then I'm gonna just take my finger and go ever so lightly down my nose again. And if this is looking a little crazy or a little scary, it's okay. We just haven't blended it yet, so have no fear. I can already tell the product has taken to my skin temperature, warmed up a little bit, and is really easy to kind of move around. Okay, so now that that's kind of in place and my creams have kind of warmed up, I'm gonna flip it over again to that small line or small side of the brush and start kind of pre-blending in that contour, kind of blending out those harsh edges right there, and just kind of pressing it into the skin. And as you can see, the harshness has already pretty much disappeared, and we're pretty pre-blended. We're gonna go over with our Perfector sponge in just a second, but we're in a good spot right now. So that's my Buffy brush. I'm then gonna take my other favorite brush. If you can only get two brushes, these two, Buffy and B Squared, they're my favorite. I'm gonna go into my B Squared with my blush color, and I'm gonna do a little bit of Frenchie. And actually, let's do Desert Sunset. Desert Sunset is a gorgeous coral neutral color. I have not found a skin shade that it doesn't look good on, so I'm gonna tap into that smaller side of the B Squared. And for my face shape, which is more of an oval face shape, I'm not gonna go right into the center of my cheek apples right here. I'm gonna kind of go here on top and just start placing the color lightly. And then once the color is deposited a little bit higher, I'll bring it down a little bit. And as you can see, it's just starting to bring a really pretty flush of color that's not too crazy. If you've seen our blush and lip and cheek colors on the Maskcara website, they look super intimidating and super pigmented, and they are super pigmented, but they blend out really, really nice. They're gonna last you forever because you don't have to use that much product. And you can always build to get more of a dense color. So I'm placing that just there. And then I'm gonna actually flip over my brush and start kind of feathering it out, just super lightly up and out. So if you've got that and you think, oh, I could use a little bit more color, or I want to get really crazy, I'll just show you guys a super, super pigmented blush. We'll go in with Ruby, which is one of our like deepest, hottest pinks out there. And you can see the same goes for that, even with a deep blush. So I'm just gonna tap, and I'm gonna place the pigment right here. And you can see it's really, really bright, much brighter than Desert Sunset. And I kind of look like a little crazy clown, but I'm gonna take that side and kind of start working it in and blending it out. And it still is this super pretty pink, naturally flushed color, and you can add as little or as much as you want for your desired look. Perfect. So for our last step in 3D foundation, for our basic hack, I'm gonna go in with an illuminator. And so I'm gonna pick the color Angel. And illuminators have a slight shimmer to it. Don't think chunky glitter, think like the finest ground, finest milled shimmer. And it just adds a super pretty pop of color and shine. So where I tend to put that is the high points of my face. So we put our contour in kind of the deeper parts of our face where we wanted to cast a shadow. That's why they have a gray base to them. We're casting a shadow. The high points are gonna be along the tops of my cheekbones where the light will catch it. Here. Here on my chin. Cupid's bow, this is one of my favorite spots to put it because it just really right away adds a pop. My nose, just down the center. I like to go right above my eyebrows, right there, a little on my actual brow bone. And I don't know if you guys can see in the light, but this is like really eye-catching. And then a little bit in my inner corners. And it's just so, so nice. All right. Okay, so next is our final blend. And what I like to do is get my Perfector sponge, which I have to go wet down. Let me go do that. Okay, so I just went and wetted this sponge down because I forgot to do it before we started. So hopefully you got this sponge. It's super vital and it's so much different than any other sponge you've probably used, even great companies like Beauty Blender. I love this sponge compared to anything I've used. I'll talk a little bit more about it in the tools video, but you definitely want to start with it slightly damp. So what I do is I run it under my sink, I squeeze out all the water till I can't get any more droplets out, and then I actually squeeze it again with like a towel or a paper towel. Then I go in with my Stay Spray, and you want to soak your face. These pumps deposit a ton of product as far as how wet your face is gonna look, and that is on purpose. You want to really saturate your skin, especially if you've got some oily skin and you really want this to stay all day. So I'm gonna do that real quick. So you can probably see my skin is pretty moistened, and then I'm gonna just take this and I'm gonna just start bouncing it all over my skin, and it will blend all those creams together and just give a really, really flawless look. Perfect. Well, I'm gonna finish it off with just putting that Desert Sunset right on my lips, and I'm ready to go for the day. So I hope that was really helpful for you. Make sure you comment below if you have any questions, and you can also find my link in the comments if there's something that you forgot and you wanted to pick up. Go ahead and use that link. But thank you so much for watching and wanting to learn a little bit more on how to do this. It's not near as intimidating as it looks, and this video is definitely to help you feel more comfortable. So if you have to go back and watch it and look at the steps, do it, because this is a resource for you.